NBC News correspondent Antonia Hylton joins us for more on this breaking news. She is at Newark International Airport. Antonia, good morning. So, look, here at NBC, I'm using this computer. This is not normal. Normally, I've got a computer right here in the desk, which still has that blue sad face. So, obviously, even as things are coming back online, we are still experiencing these difficulties. One of those places is at airports. Walk us through right now what we know about this outage. The CrowdStrike CEO says this was not an attack. I'm sure that was most people's questions when they woke up this morning. How did this happen and how widespread was it?
Yeah, Savannah, and you're exactly right. That's the question that customers here at Newark have been asking me all morning. Was there an attack of some kind? Is this malicious? And that is not what we are hearing. So let me describe it in simple terms. Basically, an update was made to a product provided by a famous global cybersecurity firm called CrowdStrike. And that update triggered a failure, a bug in a suite of Microsoft products that are widely used, as you mentioned, by NBC and almost every other news outlet, by the airlines here, by hospitals, not just around the country, but around the world. Some still reporting that they can't access patient information and scheduling. Some departments saying that their 911 and emergency systems are still struggling right now. And I can tell you it's not back to normal yet here at the airport. Hundreds of people have been packed in here. They have been waiting for more information about their flights. What they tell me, Savannah, is that the kiosks aren't working, the boards are not properly updating, and they are waiting for hours for more information. And in some cases, people are giving up at this point and just leaving the airport altogether. We know that there have been about 1,000 delays and more than 1,700 delays and about 1,000 cancellations. And really everyone here, from the staff down to just the customers living through it, they expect that number is going to tick up right now, Savannah.
So, Antonia, tell us more about what you're seeing at the airport. Just how much did this impact airline companies globally? What type of havoc has been wreaked here? I mean, what do we know about numbers of cancellations or delays? And are you seeing this get back on track yet or no?
Not quite. I'll tell you, it's been a little bit of a rocky road here, and we've been here now for hours this morning. People coming in, extremely frustrated, at times emotional. I spent time with a group of women that were heading out on a bachelorette. The bride was almost in tears, completely devastated. Families with small kids. We've seen people fighting with the staff here because what they say is that the airlines have failed to send them text messages, updates in the app, because the boards aren't updating and they can't get information at the kiosks. They've ended up at the end of very long lines saying that they can't get information. At one point, a Spirit employee had to stand up on the counter and basically scream to everyone here that they needed to calm down, that the staff was doing their best, that this wasn't their fault. So that just gives you a sense of the kind of tension and really the domino effect. Take a listen to some of the conversations we've had with passengers today. How would you say people are doing emotionally as they try to deal with this?
The emotions are high. Chaos. Pure chaos. No one knew what was happening. No one was being told anything. Everyone was just really confused. And then all of a sudden we got an alert that globally everything is down. Microsoft has gone down. And still no one's really told us what that means, what that entails, where we're going forward now.
And I spoke to one passenger who said that as he got up close to the counter and finally got the chance to speak to some staff, they informed him that what they're seeing is the system actually get back online and then crash all over again on them. And that seems to fit with a lot of what we're hearing here, that technically the systems are supposed to be getting back on. Microsoft announced they've been able to resolve these issues, but those fixes haven't reached real people on the ground just trying to get where they need to go, Savannah.
Antonia, this doesn't feel like other outages we've seen in the past, I guess because of how broad the impacts are, how many industries were affected by this and how many regular people, all of us, just trying to do our jobs at work right now. And I think also when you hear that this was because of an update to a cybersecurity firm, you think, okay, those are the people who are keeping all these systems running and keeping them safe from something bad happening to them. And then yet they're saying it was an internal update that was able to wipe out so much technology here. What happens next? And just put in context how significant this is that one company was able to have such an impact globally.
You know, Savannah, I appreciate you saying that, because that's exactly sort of what you see people processing in real time here in the airport. You know, when they hear from one of the staff members, or they've been asking our team, well, what's going on this morning? They then kind of come to the realization, oh, one or two tech companies have this much of an impact. We don't really think about day to day how much our basic functioning depends on all of this working right. These kinds of updates happening without us, frankly, even knowing about them 99.99% of the time. And so people are in shock. And while they're grateful and they understand it's not the fault of the people here on the ground, they're incredibly frustrated. I mean, this is having impact on people's ability to get to work. I spoke to a mom saying she needs to get back to her young kids. I mean, you can just imagine the sort of domino and interpersonal effects all this is having. And so that's why experts are saying, just because of how global this is, how long this is lasting, this is going to have impacts. Even if things get back online and back to normal in the next couple hours, just when we're talking airlines, we're going to see a domino effect for days here. Already I'm hearing from people saying that they can't get on flights tomorrow. They're not sure when they're going to be able to get, say, from New York or the New Jersey area to LAX. They're hearing that their airline might not be able to get them out for a couple days. So that is the kind of extent to all of this. And we're not just talking about the United States. I mean, hospitals in Europe and elsewhere saying that they can't communicate with their patients and need people to reach out to emergency services. That's the kind of level, the stakes here. And so I think people are kind of coming to terms with what that means. And certainly I think CrowdStrike and Microsoft are going to have more they need to communicate to customers about how they're going to make sure this doesn't happen again, Savannah.
Well, Antonia, as they say, don't think this was on anyone's bingo card, especially after a week like we've had. Thank you very much for jumping on this breaking story for us this morning.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.